Hello and welcome to the Fan Show here on Cherries Red Army. It's good to be back on YouTube. It's good for me to be back on YouTube. And it's good to have you live and interactive on Cherries Red Army. Now, I don't know if you heard, you might have done, it is the international break, but the Cherries Red Army contributors didn't get an international call up. But don't panic. We have had a call up and we have got 3 Bournemouth fans. They're fresh and they're going to give us some fresh voices for this game week. And we're going to talk about the season so far. Best ever season, best ever start to a Premier League season for the Cherries. We've, of course, got Crystal Palace coming up this weekend. That's going to be a tough game. Both teams in the top half of the table and playing well after 7 games as well. You're in the interactive chat. Your chat window is open. If you're subscribed to Cherries Red Army, you only have to be subscribed for 5 minutes. You can get involved. There are topics that I've requested on our social media, but I've also asked the Cherries Red Army team to provide some topics for our guests and for you in the chat. So please do get involved. It's really important that you're interactive. It makes our experience on the fan panel even more fun and enjoyable. We've, of course, got some games in there as well. We've got Guess the Player coming back. It's been adapted slightly, but we've got Guess the Player, so we'll get involved. But I do want to just take one moment just to thank John, Steve, and Matt for the previous stream. I fell ill really, really late in the day, but they picked up the baton. They delivered a great show. It was really interactive. I watched it as well. I am feeling better, but thank you to them. They're a great bunch of guys, and they really bailed me out that night. So thank you to everyone for that. So we are having a fantastic season already. It's only 7 games in, but it's brilliant. Best start so far. And let's get our fan panel on. Let's see what they want to debate. I'm sure they're all going to be in good spirits. The topics are ready. You're ready. Let's go.
This is our time. This is our time. Buried our roots on the front lines. Digging in deep for the long night. Heartbeat steady, heartbeat steady. Been fighting so hard all of my life. Getting so close and it feels like I'm taking my place in the spotlight. Better get ready, better get ready. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait to see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. 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 We're gonna be legendary.
That's what we want to be. Let's go around the room. We got James, David, and Josh with us this evening. James, good to have you back on Cherries Red Army. Always enjoy your opinions. I know you got some stats for us tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm really good, man. Thank you very much for inviting me, and a warm welcome to everyone watching us online.
Brilliant. And as well, James, I always like to give people an opportunity to talk about other interests they have. You're a massive Bournemouth fan, but you're a good photographer as well. Look, this is an opportunity for you just to plug your YouTube channel. The details for John are in the description, but do tell us a bit. You've changed your channel slightly.
I've changed my channel slightly. It's No Fuss Muss is now the new channel. Every Monday we drop a new lighting tutorial. For a lot of people watching this, if you've got kids that are studying GCSE photography at school, it's an excellent resource for them because we show you how to take better portraits where there are barriers to entry, be it cost, be it equipment. I'll try and take those barriers away and show you how you can improve your portraiture every week, every Monday, and every Thursday. We go live interviewing a photographer from around the world. This week, we've got international award-winning photographer Kelly Brown joining us. Tomorrow evening, a little earlier than this channel, 7 o'clock, and you can interact and chat with her live. I've taken my inspiration from you, Kirk, to go live and to take the bull by the horns. But thank you for the invite, and thank you for allowing me to plug that.
That's fine. Details for James are in the description below to all his socials and his YouTube channel. We're subscribed here at Cherries Red Army on that channel, so you go do it just after this. David, have you had your coffee? Tell us where you're from. You've been on before. How you doing?
Been a long time. Thanks, Kirk. Yeah, doing really well. It's just on 6 a.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. So, yeah, looking forward to catching up and talking to everything Cherries.
Yeah, so fair play to you as always, David. Always enjoy your opinions as well. And we're looking forward to hearing some of the topics coming up and what we're going to debate. And Josh, good to see you again. Now, also follow Josh. Some of his social details are in the description below. You absolutely bailed me out on Monday for the BBC Solent Fan Club, a tough fan quiz. You can listen back to that on BBC Sounds. That was with John O'Holmes. How did you get on, Josh?
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be talking about Bournemouth rather than Buxton tonight, but it's good to make my debut on there, definitely. But yeah, good to be talking Cherries now.
It is. And a little plug for you as well, Josh, because you are doing some stuff. You're an aspiring journalist and wanting to thrive. Can you give us some info on what you're currently doing and where the guys can find you?
Yeah, so I'm just at uni in a minute, but you can find a lot of my stuff on Twitter. So a lot of my stuff will be on Twitter. I do dabble a little bit on TikTok and YouTube, but probably find me on Twitter, and that's just Josh Wyatt J.
Yeah. Twitter, X, Josh, you can find him in the description below. His YouTube channel's on there as well, but that might be coming later down the road for Josh in more detail. In the chat, we've got Sammy, we've got Aaron K. He's got a topic he wants to bring up. Neil Whedon, Carol Toller, good to see you. Cab76. We've got Mark and Bev. Wings TV channel. Mark Cole done very well in the last stream on the quiz that Steve set up. John Spark, thank you for hosting the last show. We've also got Steve Connor, AFCB Fan TV. Sean Woodland, thank you. Chris Hubble, Mark Singleton, and Granite State of Mind. So lots of you already in there and good to see. So let's get into a topic and a nice one to start, James. So this is from Josh. And I also asked them, James, what they're enjoying about AFC Bournemouth at the moment. He said Antoine Semenyo. That was his answer. He's enjoying watching Antoine Semenyo. But his topic, James, was I want to talk about Diakite and what impact he has made since joining the Cherries, because it was a big ask, really, James, for Diakite to come in. We've also got Milo who's come in, and Sensi stepped up as well. And I feel like we might talk about Sensi in a bit or later on. But Diakite, I like the player.
I really, really enjoy watching him. He had obviously a baptism of fire. What was it, 2 to 3 days worth of training before he had to step onto the pitch at a fierce Anfield on a Friday night. Similar to Sensi starting the Premier League. I think that was away at the Etihad. He was dumped in on Scott Parker's watch, or potentially Gary O'Neill's caretaker watch. I can't remember which. I'm an old man now. My grey matter is going. What I like about Diakite is two things. Firstly, he's a ball-winning centre-back. He likes to get aggressive. He likes to get up into close to close to the center circle, that halfway line, and look for the ball, look for challenges that he can make, and look to win possession back. And really, really appreciate the aggression that he shows there. But what I think is secondly is most important about him and a lot of the defensive players that we've had to bring in because of sales that we made in the summer is it's a testament to Iriola's coaching. Because the fact that he's managed to coach these players to play our way and to play our system and to seamlessly blend in together and produce this back line that isn't conceding that many goals at all is a testament to him. It's a testament to the scouting. He's managed to find these players and find these players that have managed to play Iriola's way. And I really, really admire Diakite. He's an impressive player at the back for us.
Yeah, Josh, I was worried on day one, although I wasn't going to give him a hard time. As James said, he only just signed very soon on top of that Anfield fixture, but I found communication a little bit sloppy on that night, but defending across the board wasn't great. I thought we played well in the attacking game, but defensively we were all over the place a little bit, but it was fair enough, I suppose. But I do like him. I think he does like to try and get ahead and get in front and win the ball. When he sees the ball, when someone's attacking him, he likes to get a foot in. I do worry sometimes that if he doesn't make the tackle, the attacker's beyond him, and that's a concern, but he seems to win most 50-50s.
Yeah, funny enough, you said about the sort of communication at Anfield, because it was sort of a header, wasn't it, with Ben Winterburn that led to the third goal by Chiesa. But I actually think his aerial ability is one of his best qualities as well. I think he just wins everything in the air, especially against Newcastle and Walter Barda, how big he is. I was really impressed with Diakite on how big he's very no nonsense, but he's good with the ball at the same time. I know he can play fullback as well. So I think that ability to sort of, because Sensi maybe isn't as good in the air, he's maybe a bit more, he steps up into tackles, and Diakite is the man where he's the aerial one out of the two, but they're both being able to use their feet as well. I think he's just, slotted in brilliantly.
Some comments in there about my mic, so I've just adjusted it slightly, so do let me know if it dips out or it's okay now. So give me a thumbs up if it's all good. I've just moved it slightly. David Diakite, your thoughts? I mean, he seems to. I mean, he picked up a little slight injury, didn't he, after a few games? But it was okay. Milo come in. Senesi's been solid since Anfield as well. But he's straight back in there. He needs to be, because I didn't want us to risk Milo too many games. I know he had a fantastic debut, but steady with Milo for me. And I'm not going to say it, John, in the chat. He wants me to say the full name. I'm not going to say it. I know he's very good with his names and his surnames. But yeah, I like Diakite. He's a solid centre back, very quick as well, because that's the concern I have with Senesi. Although he's been fantastic for us now, is if the ball gets beyond Senesi, I do worry about his recovery pace. But Diakite can cover him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely need a centre back with Senesi that has that covering speed, and he's definitely got it. Yeah, that first game at Anfield, it looked like it was a bit of a few teething problems, a couple of nervy moments, but since then he's been almost flawless. Pretty comfortable on the ball. Yeah, very good in one-on-ones. The fact that we've lost 2 centre-backs and have barely looked like noticing it is just a testament to the recruiting staff and Donny. It's just been fantastic to watch.
And also, James, with last season, if we had any frustrations, because it was a successful, historic season, was that we could have been even more clinical in front of goal. So if you're not being as clinical as we could have been, we do need to be good at the back. And as you've said, we're sitting 4th currently. It's a fantastic start to the season. Just the 1 loss at Anfield. I mean, it's a sight for you, isn't it? I mean, 4th
it really
in the
is.
Premier
And you
League.
look at yeah, exactly. And you look at the goals against column. There's 8 goals against. 4 of them came at Anfield, which was a fired up Anfield. Let's not forget, these are Premier League winners playing in very specific fired up situations. And when we're bringing on Ben Winterburn to carry ourselves off at the, to carry ourselves through to the end of the game, they're bringing on Chiesa to score the winning goal. There was a massive disparity in the squads at the time. So when we take that game out, we've actually only conceded 4 goals throughout the rest of the season. And I think that's down to every element of that back 4 and the goalkeeper providing and giving some. I think the goalkeeper is a massive part of that. It's a huge upgrade from where we were last year. I genuinely, I've always said I felt Kepa has a mistake of his own making in him in almost every game. Neto, as likable as a character as he was, just wasn't Premier League quality in terms of commanding his area, and Iriola just didn't really seem to have faith in Mark Travers, which is a shame because I really respect and admire Mark Travers, but Petrovic, I'm really liking him. So as a unit, we're defending well, we're not conceding, and Brian Clough always said it, great teams are built on solid defenses. That's not the only thing Brian Clough said, obviously.
And that was a lot of money for Petrovic, because I know he did very well in France, James, but he didn't have many games in the Premier League that I can remember, just a few appearances maybe for Chelsea. It was a lot of money to spend, but we had to go quickly because of obviously what happened with Kepa, because he went for his payday at Arsenal. Have we seen enough of Petrovic yet? Because I think about, if we remove Anfield, has he really been tested? So Wolves didn't really test him. Newcastle didn't test him. Has he been tested enough to really know if he's a £25 million goalkeeper yet?
Well, if you watched the England game in Serbia, he conceded 5, but he stopped the game being a cricket score.
Yeah,
he was tested in that game, and he showed a lot of ability, and there wasn't a lot he could have done with the 5 other goals. And I think sometimes, like, goalkeeping isn't always just about shot stopping and flamboyant saves and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes it's about commanding your area, it's about communication, and more increasingly in the Premier League, it's about being good with your feet, good distribution. And I think he's showing all of those signs. And once again, a sign of a good defense is if you don't have shots to save, goalkeeper's doing great.
Good time before we move on to the next topic, Josh, just to talk about Senesi. I wondered if Senesi had checked out at Anfield, and I wondered if his contract running down very quickly, is it going to turn into another Lerma? I wasn't sure where Senesi's head was. I thought he was poor for that first goal we conceded in the Premier League this season, but been a monster since. And we know that Andoni Iriola loves him in regards to getting him on the ball, getting the ball behind the fullbacks, getting his wingers going. He seems to be cementing a place. It's who's going to play with Senesi, seemingly.
Yeah, what you say about Anfield, he's probably lucky to be on the pitch for most of that game. I mean, it was a little bit of a dodgy handball, and then the Ekitike goal, you're thinking, is it the same Senesi? But yeah, he's definitely gone from strength to strength. it's his distribution alongside the defending as well that makes him so good. I say it to my mates, he reminds me a little bit of an NFL quarterback at times when he steps up and he'll ping it side to side, because I don't think we really have that player that will ping the ball out wide when we really need it, and maybe we're slowing down a bit in the middle. I think that really helps us with Sensi, because he sees that run from Semenyo probably 9 times out of 10 when he runs in behind. So I think having someone like that who can defend as well and has just been sensational all year. And next to Trefay, it's made such a nice combo on that left-hand side. But you do say about the contract, it probably is a big issue alongside Andoni as well. But I think the club will be on it. So they'll probably know, won't they, whether he'll stay or not, and maybe get a bit of money in January if he's going to go. Maybe, I don't know.
The only thing you can say for me is if Sensi does go on a free, we didn't pay a bundle of money for him. So Lerma we bought for 25 million. I think Sensi 10 to 14. I think we've definitely had our money back, shall we say. So I don't want to lose a player like Sensi who's still got a lot of football in him for nothing. But let's see. And again, if the season plays out and we potentially get Europe, game changer, maybe. So good stuff. David, I do want to talk at the other end of the pitch now. So John Spark in our chat, he's given us a topic, sort of. He said, obviously, you're going to talk about Antoine Semenyo. I mean, we might talk about him, David. He just got sort of an award from the PFA. It might be a players' reward, fans' award. I'll pick it up in a moment. But he is one of the top performers in the Premier League, 9 GNA. Performing very well. I thought he had a similar start last season, then he dipped between January and March, and then he came back a bit. It's really important. We know he's got that contract. There's word going around that there's a fee release clause in his contract. I mean, shock. He's extended his contract and there might be a fee release in there. I'm hoping it's something like 80, 90 million. But John says, David, Antoine's been brilliant. But what happens if he falls out of form? Who steps up?
It's a good question. Well, when he was out of form last season, that I think when Evanilson came back from his injury and started to rack up the goals. So we need to start utilising his strengths a lot more, and hopefully his production starts to rise. And Kluivert was instrumental last season as well. So once again, a slow start for him, no pre-season, and we're hoping now that after that worldie of a goal on was 2 weeks ago now, that's a sign of more things to come from him. So I think those are the 2 key players that need that added production to supplement what Semenyo is providing at the moment.
Because that's the thing, right, James? You can look at, for me, Tavernier, I think, moments nowadays. I think David Brooks is bang in form, but he can have his moment where he can win a game. You can look at some of the other, Kluivert, for example, who is fantastic when he come off the bench against Fulham, but does he do it every game? I'm not sure, but clearly for me, he needs to be a starter once he's fully fit. But if Semenyo falls out, there is a concern there. But we've got a good squad now.
We do, and it's an upgrade. The one thing we're missing is the chaos engine of Dango Ouattara, which is the natural instinct to me. Last year,
at Brentford though.
He's doing so much at Brentford. So pleased for him. But like, there's no other market where we get 40 million for Dango. So he had to go, right? But what we do lose from him is that he scored so many goals last season that won us points, like important goals that actually scored points on the board for us. But take that out of the equation. We've got 2 really young, exciting wingers that we've bought in the transfer window, in Gannon Doak and Adley, right? Who are, at the moment we haven't seen enough of to really judge. And there's no reason why they can't burst onto the scene, or why they can't get some form, or they can't take their chances. You got Tavernier is someone that Iriota clearly admires, clearly enjoys, tries to get as many minutes out of him as possible. Kluivert is a game changer. He's a game winner. He can create you something from nothing. We're playing with a midfield 2 of Adams and Scott, which is a complete turnaround from the midfield 2 that we were playing with 6 months ago in Cook and Christie. Cook and Christie at the moment, through injury or whatever, are on the bench. But Adams and Scott are performing as well as I've seen any central midfield partnership play for Bournemouth. There's so much more to be excited about. So what if, Semenyo gets injured. Well, what if your arm explodes? Like, to quote a famous Alan Partridge sketch from back in the 90s. It was what if? Well, we've got so many more options that we should be excited about and we should be getting behind. I've even mentioned the upgraded Brooks, who looks like he's been hitting the weights hard over the summer, you know, and taking on the captain's armband as well. What an inspirational, you know, guy to lead our line moving forward. I just think it's great. And just a quick word on Semenyo. Like, I believe there's so much to like about Semenyo, and I think that's what's so pleasing, is that he's such a likable person. Like, you want him to do so well. And if it comes to the point where there is interest, and the reason why we're hearing stories about interest is because, frankly, we've had 10 days of an international break where the press has had to make stories, okay? And the stories coming out of the last chapter of Premier League games was, isn't Anton Semenyo really, really good? So obviously there's going to be speculation to fill up the clickbait articles. But if there is a release clause, great. The guy gets to go and play football at the highest level because he deserves to, because he has the likability, the skill, and most importantly, what he proved at Anfield was the character to play at the highest level. And because of the re-signed contract, we will get a fee that means that it's beneficial to all parties. So more power to him. Let's hope he has an amazing season. Stop thinking so negatively about things that haven't happened yet. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Club 76 says Semenyo is irreplaceable. We don't have another player that can do what he can do. We do have different tools in the box, though. Steve says lots of people forgetting about Krupi, who got the late equaliser at Leeds. Again, I think his career comes later down the road, but if he can have small impacts, I'll definitely take it. He might not be strong enough to be a number 9 Krupi at the moment, but I suspect Iraola will start playing him off the left wing, and he's a natural goal scorer. And Sammy was talking about how hard Semenyo was working pre-season. There was some stuff dropped on his social media, and I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, go, James.
The bigger question right now, to your point, is what happens if Evanilson gets injured? Because as you point out, we don't actually have any replacement, because the replacement that we used last season is currently at Brentford.
Yeah.
So that is an issue.
Yeah. But you spoke about on the BBC Fan Club on Monday, Josh, about being more happy about what the squad looks like. It's more rounded.
Yeah, I think that's something I keep going on about as well, strength and depth. I think in the modern day Premier League, it's about having these big squads. You see your Man Cities, your Liverpools, especially Liverpool this year, where they have so many attacking options. I think you sort of talked about it earlier with Gannon Doak and Adley. I think Gannon Doak at Fulham was a big example of that, the way he come on and made a big impact. The assist for the Semenyo goal was really good. I mean, Kropey at Leeds too, scoring a big goal. I think, obviously, we can't replace Semenyo pound for pound. I think it's near enough impossible for a club like us to get someone that good, but having 5 or 6 maybe options off the bench, especially in attacking options where you have 3 or 4 now, you have Kropey, you have Adley, you have Doak, we really can chop and change when we want to, because they're all different players, I think, and different teams. Adley's going to be great, different teams, Doak's going to be great, and I think we really should use that to our advantage. And I think we will have a much better and a longer season, I think, because Bournemouth always seem to trail off a little bit in December, and when we get the injuries and stuff like that. So having a young squad and a bigger squad, I think, will really help us.
And do you know what? I know it's scary, but I absolutely loved it a little bit at Leeds when we were chasing the game. Formations went out the window. I know we played Lewis Cook at right back, but it went carnage. And we got the late equaliser. We nearly won it at the end as well. With a better cutback, we might have actually won the game. But that's Iraola, right? He's only got one way. I mean, he's got lots of ways in regards to tactics and how good he is. But, you know, he wants to win every game. He's not there to take draws like Newcastle trying to get a draw at our ground. So love it. Absolutely love it. Stephen also, he says, David, I mean, there's not a lot we can say, but NSU now to come back as well. This is 2 ACLs now, one with his previous club, one with us. He wasn't the quickest player anyway, and I think our style relies on pace, but we know he can score a free kick out of nowhere from 30 yards every now and again. But I'm not sure. He doesn't seem to be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, I've got no idea how long he's got left on his rehab. One thing he did provide when he was playing was something. He was good aerially, so he scored a couple of good headers when he played. So he's an option, but more so when we're chasing a game and need to throw on a second striker, I think. It's definitely not. I don't think he's the right option for us. A number 9 up front on his own. Running the channels, doing what Evanilson does. That's not his game.
No. I'm not sure how much business we'll do in January because we done quite a bit this summer. I know a lot more went out the door, but we did some serious business and I think we'll only do, James, business in January if we absolutely need to. I think maybe there's an argument to say we should have done something last January and that might have got us over the line. I know we're probably ahead of schedule getting into Europe, but that might have done it for us. But I think if we're in a similar boat this season and we have to just do something, Bill might do it.
He may do. But we know also that we know that Bill Foley's a rich man because he's not a bad businessman, and we know that the January transfer window is not a buyer's market. So I can't see, given the start that we've had, that we're going to be in trouble come January, and it's going to have to be desperation tactics. I would be, more concentrated on securing the services of the people who are already at the club.
Yeah. Okay, so more topics to come. Do subscribe to Cherries Red Army. We've gone past 2,000. It was one of our objectives, and we have gone past it. And do hit the like button as well. So we currently got at least 43 to 45 currently joining us live. So please do hit the like button. Now, guys, we do a game called Guess the Player. And as I said, I've slightly adapted it. Previously, what we would do is I would take a clip of a goal. I would sort of animate it to try and cover who scored it and we'd guess it. But I've adapted it slightly. Now, you can play along in the chat as well. And I've adapted it in a way where it is Guess the Player, but you're going to guess the player looking at some clubs that he's played for. So I'm going to provide, and it's going to be 2 hints. So I'm going to play 1 hint now. We're not going to ask for the guesses right now, guys. And there's a team you can guess later on. But I'm going to give you the first clue. So we're going to show some badges for the teams that this player has played for. In about half an hour's time, I'll show you the second hint, and then hopefully we can start getting the guesses through the chat. So let me show you the first image. Okay, so guess the player. I am looking for someone who has played for, and it is in this order: Plymouth Argyle, Hidden Badge, Blackpool, AFC Bournemouth, Hidden Badge, Notts County. Okay, so start thinking about it in the chat. Don't use Google. Don't cheat. Let it be fun for everyone. Guess the player: Plymouth Argyle, Hidden Badge, Blackpool, Bournemouth, Hidden Badge, Notts County. So don't give it away yet, guys. I don't want any guesses. Has anyone got a player in mind yet? You just say yes or no.
No.
I think it'll open up in about 20 minutes time when I give the second hint. Now, we're talking about strikers, and I've got to throw into my chat again. So Steve Hensman, who's having a night off tonight. Let's go on this similar theme here. So he says, are we getting the best out of Evanilson? I think his performances are good. He's just simply out of form from a scoring point of view, or is he suffering with a lack of service from the team? 7 games, 1 goal. By the way, I think that goal's generous. I'm not sure that's on target at Tottenham, but he's got 1 goal. No assists, only 4 shots on target. You'd think most oppositions would be focused on stopping Semenyo, and this would open up more opportunities for him. Josh, I mean, I really like Evanilson, but needs some more goals, right?
Yeah, but I think it depends what you want in him, really. I think he works his socks off every week. He links up play really nicely. And in general, I don't think our play really revolves around him taking the shot, if you know what I mean. I think we'll get it to the byline and maybe cut it back. It's almost where Billing would be in that sort of area, and Evanilson just isn't in there. Or if we're going to whip it straight in, more than likely he's probably not there, which is the issue. But he's sort of a striker that will pick up the rebounds, I'd say, and sort of be a bit more of a poacher. But I actually think he's had a really good start to the season in general. I think he does need more goals. And if he's going to be an elite player, because we did pay, 35 million for him, he does need to score. But I mean, he's a different player to someone like Solanke, where he was sort of the focal point. I don't think Evanilson is the focal point, but he does need a few more goals, yeah.
Yeah. James, your thoughts on Evanilson? Because I think he's very busy up top, but I do think he's being starved of a little bit of service, you know.
I would agree, but I think you can track almost every breakup of play that we commit to an opposition down to something Evanilson has done further up the pitch. His intelligence of running immediately puts pressure on goalkeepers and fullbacks, which immediately rushes their play, which leads to bad decision making further up the pitch. I admire him greatly. And last season, I think in particular, there was like a goal at Fulham at Craven Cottage, a little outstretched leg. I think he has got this poacher's instinct in him, this ability to take chances from nothing. It's just not receiving the service, but that's cool because the service is going elsewhere. And currently we're scoring goals and we're winning games. So of course we'd like to, we said this about Solanke all the time. Of course we want to see more goals from him, but the work that he does elsewhere is where the benefit really is, for the rest of the team. And it's a team game.
Because he does look happy, James. I mean, I am watching him a little bit when I'm on an Indian court and when I go on away games, and I do look at him and think, I want to create a little bit more for him. He does work hard. He does want the ball over sometimes and it doesn't come. He wants to get in behind, like you say, but he does look happy. I mean, 1 goal, but he's playing for a side that's in the top 4.
He's a giving guy, and he let that ball go. That 3rd goal against Fulham, let it slide across him to a man in better space and a better position. Give it to Semenyo, take all the heat off of him. Now, I'd like to say I admire him greatly. He doesn't seem, and actually saying that he seems happy, I think the whole team seems happy, and I think that's where there's so many teams in the Premier League that have problems. You know what I mean? And it's just nice not to be one of those teams. It's nice to seem like and I think that really, when we had that sticky patch last season where Ronaldo and Evanilson got injured and and we were stretched and we were having development players on the bench and we were still picking up points, I think that's not only a good sign of good coaching, but it's a real positive sign of team spirit and of wanting to work for each other and wanting to work hard for each other. And other clubs with billionaire players down tools when things are going well, never mind when things are tough. Whereas we seem to have this sort of mentality, which is really, really positive.
Yeah. Let's go in the chat a little bit, David.